So hi there and welcome to episode 10 of Quinton's Guitar Corner, and in today's episode I'm going to be demonstrating a profile that I use in a live setting with my band Kemper. And the profile itself is authored by someone called Mix, who has a lot of profiles that are available online. Check them out. This one in particular is focused on a PV6505 going through a Mesa 2x12 cab. So what I'm going to be doing is showing you the components in which I use to edit the tone to my liking, and to make it fit, within a live setting, as well as showing you guys some of the editing features that are available within the Kemper profiler itself. So without further ado, here's the actual tone in its raw form. Okay, so here is what the Kemper sounds like, the raw tone itself without the element of a tube screamer in front of it. So here we go. So not quite a very saturated sound that you would normally find in like rock or metal. This is, quite a clean, quite transparent sounding, I think. The mids are cranked up a little bit, the treble's cranked up too, the bass is, pretty much level, staying at 0.0, and I do crank up the presence just a tiny bit as well. The gain setting is on 4.1 here, and let's move on to the cab setting. So now we enter one of my favourite portions of the Kemper profiler, and that's the ability to essentially edit cabinets, your speaker cabinets, and go as nutty as you want with them. So there's like a high shift, there's a low shift, there's character, and there's volume. And with each section, you can really dial in the tone that you want. So in this case, I'm using a Mesa rectifier 2x12 cab, and paired with the PV6505. So this is the tone as it stands right now. Cool. And then if I take out some of the highs, which I'll do here now, really muddied up the tone, but it's just to sort of demonstrate how far you can really go with them. So if I just put that back to what it was, which was just here at this point, and then if I mess with the low shift, which will give me a bit more of a sort of a bassy kind of tone, let's increase that. So it's almost, trying to level out the highs a little bit more, adding a bit more sub to it, which is... And let's go back to the setting. And then with the actual character tone itself, I'll demonstrate it as it is, which is... And then this is it with it kind of dialed down a bit. So it's kind of a watery kind of sound, which is why I like to sort of boost it a bit more, so it kind of, you're able to cut through amongst like cymbals and, drums, especially when your drummers are nutter like mine. Okay, so, and then you can also boost the volume as well, so we just get the character back to what it was. And then let's try and boost the volume on this thing. Yeah, that's definitely an increase right there. And the good thing that I like about the volume, the good thing about the volume boost on it as well is that it doesn't, you know, I mean, I boosted that by, like, it says 4 dB, and it's not killed my tone, which I quite like. So yeah, so now we'll just move on to the tube screamer portion of this. Okay, so quite an important function on my tone is to have the equivalent of like a distortion running in front of the head. So I have their equivalent, the Kemper's equivalent of what I think is the tube screamer, so it's called their green scream. And the drive is set to 0, the tone is set to 0, and but the volume is boosted, which is equivalent of their level, boosted to 3. And you know, this is the kind of sound that it gives paired with the gain setting and structure that I have on the 6505. Of course, you can increase the drive if it's more your thing. If you're going for more of a lead sound, you can, you know, mess around with the tone, which I'm just going to do now for both. So there's a lot more sustain there, which I think, you know, is great for lead and stuff, but I mean, because I tend to palm mute a lot and I want the palm mutes to be sort of accented and not lost within what I'm doing, I tend to back off those. So yeah, that's essentially it, and now I'm just going to take you through just like reverbs and delays. Okay, so for the final part of this video, I just want to basically demonstrate the lead tone that I basically have that comes part of this profile. So I added an extra delay and a reverb. The delay itself came from a Mesa Boogie Mark II C profile that was meant to sim like a John Petrucci-esque lead sound, and I just basically ported the delay from that profile and basically added it to here. So the thing with the tone is that it allows me to get a good balance between having, going between rhythm and lead settings. So, this is the tone with the delay. And there you go. With the reverb itself, if you want to kind of get that hall setting going, you can always throw that on there, which will which may be a little bit overkill, but it seems to do the job, and I'm sure that once I eventually upgrade to get some sort of MIDI switching system, to accompany the Kemper, it will sort of pay dividends when I'm actually switching from rhythms to leads. So that's basically it. That's the showcase to do with my Kemper, and the rig and the tone that I basically use. It is basically the one sound. There's my band don't really switch between sounds so much, but yeah, feel free to like, share or subscribe this video, and there'll be more content coming very soon, and yeah, have a good week. Cheers.